The Thing in Locker 119. Lincoln High School in Colorado was always quiet after 8 p.m., but on Thursdays it felt different, heavier, like the whole building was holding its breath. Jake Turner, a senior who stayed late for detention, felt it the moment the janitor locked the doors behind him. Only 2 lights were on in the entire hallway. Everything else was drowned in darkness. Jake headed toward his locker, 119, to grab his backpack before leaving. As he walked, his footsteps echoed unnaturally loud, bouncing off the metal doors like someone was walking behind him. He kept glancing back. Empty hallway. But every time he turned forward again, a faint metallic clink echoed from somewhere near the lockers, like a lock popping open. Locker 119 was old, rusted along the edges. The school had offered to replace it, but Jake liked the privacy it gave. Most students avoided that side of the hall. Tonight he wished he had taken a different one. When he reached it, the locker door was already open. Jake froze. He always locked it. Inside, the darkness looked deeper than it should have been, like the space inside was larger than the locker itself. A faint, cold draft blew from within, carrying a smell like wet earth. Jake slowly lifted his phone flashlight. There was something sitting inside, a small, crumpled note. He swallowed and reached for it. The paper was cold, too cold. He unfolded it. 3 words. Don't look up. Jake's pulse hammered. He clenched his jaw. He forced himself to stand still. Then he heard breathing, right above him. Slow, wet, heavy. Jake squeezed his eyes shut. Don't look, don't look, don't look, but fear won. He tilted his head up and nearly collapsed. A face was pressed flat against the ceiling, right above him. Stretched skin, eyes too wide, mouth hanging open like it had been unhinged. It blinked. Jake stumbled back, falling hard. His phone skidded across the floor, spinning its light toward the ceiling, but the face was gone. The hallway turned dead silent. Jake scrambled up, grabbed his phone, and sprinted toward the exit. But the heavy doors wouldn't budge. He banged on them with both fists. Hello? Anyone? Something metallic slammed behind him. He turned. Every locker door in the hallway had swung open, all at once. One by one, they slowly began to slam shut again. Bang, 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 closer, closer, locker. 119 was the last to close. Jake backed away, shaking. The door of locker 119 clicked open again. A hand reached out from the darkness inside. Long fingers, gray skin, dragging itself into the hallway. Jake ran. He didn't make it to the corner before something yanked him backward so hard he felt his ribs crack. His scream echoed once, and then was swallowed. The next morning, when the janitor unlocked the school, everything looked normal, except locker 119. Its door was slightly open. Inside was a single note in Jake's handwriting. Don't look up. And above it, faint scratch marks clawed across the metal ceiling, as if something had been trying to hold on, waiting for the next student to open the door. The man in the storage room. The night shift at Hawthorne Community College was usually quiet, and Alex Foster liked it that way. His job as a campus janitor meant empty hallways, locked classrooms, and long hours with nothing but his earbuds and mop bucket for company. But on Thursday night, something felt wrong. It started when he walked past storage room 12B, the one room that always stayed locked. Every janitor knew the rule, never open 12B, but tonight the door was slightly open, just an inch. Alex stopped. Hello? He called, thinking maybe security was checking supplies. No answer. A cold draft pushed through the gap, brushing his face like icy breath. The lights above the door flickered, buzzing loudly. Against his better judgment, Alex pushed the door open. The room was pitch black. He raised his phone to use the flashlight, but the battery icon blinked red, then died instantly. The screen turned black. That's when he smelled it. Rotting wood, wet earth, something metallic underneath. He stepped inside slowly. As his eyes adjusted, he made out shelves, broken chairs, and old lab equipment scattered across the floor. But something else too. Something in the far corner. A man. Tall. Too tall. Facing the wall. Hands hanging unnaturally low, fingertips touching the floor. "Sir?" Alex stuttered. The man didn't react. Alex swallowed hard. "This room is restricted. You're not supposed to be here." The man slowly turned his head, not his body, just his head, all the way around, eyes wide and glassy. Mouth stretched open like it had been torn that way, skin pale, sagging, almost slipping off the bone. Alex stumbled back. The door behind him slammed shut. The man's neck cracked as his head tilted. Then he spoke in a dry, broken voice. "I used to clean these halls too." Alex shook, gripping the shelves behind him. "They locked me in. Said I made too much noise at night." He stepped forward, limbs bending the wrong way. Alex tried to scream. The man opened his mouth wider, wider, until his jaw cracked apart. "You'll be quiet," he whispered. "You'll be quieter than me." The lights in the room went out. Alex felt hands grab him in the dark, cold, bony, impossibly strong. At 6 a.m., security found Alex's cart in the hallway, mop leaning against the wall. Storage room 12B was closed, locked from the inside. When they opened it, the room was empty, except for a fresh mop leaning neatly in the corner, and wet footprints leading to the spot where a tall, pale man now stood facing the wall, waiting for someone to open the door again. The voicemail you should never play Ethan Miller was driving alone through rural West Virginia when his phone vibrated on the passenger seat. No signal. No service bars. Yet he had a voicemail. New voicemail. Unknown number. He ignored it and kept driving. The road was empty. Trees closing in from both sides. Headlights cutting through the fog. 10 minutes later, the phone vibrated again. New voicemails. Unknown number. Ethan frowned and pulled over near a broken mile marker. Against his better judgment, he tapped play. At first, there was only static. Then his own voice, breathing hard. Panicked. "Please, don't pick up. If you're hearing this, it's already too close." Ethan's blood ran cold. The message ended abruptly with a loud, wet sound, like something striking flesh. His phone vibrated again. New voicemails. Hands shaking, Ethan threw the phone onto the seat. The fog thickened, instantly swallowing the road ahead. His headlights barely reached 10 feet. Then he heard it. A knock. 3 slow taps. On his back window. Ethan froze. He hadn't heard footsteps. There was nowhere anyone could have come from. Another knock. This time on the driver's side window. He turned his head slowly. Nothing outside but fog. His phone vibrated again. New voicemails. Against every instinct screaming inside him, Ethan played the next message. More static, then whispering. Not one voice. Many. All speaking at once. And underneath them, his own voice again, sobbing. "It can copy you," his voice said. "It learns how you sound, how you breathe. Don't answer it." A sudden shape pressed against the windshield. Not a face, not a body. Just a dark outline like a person sketched into the fog from the outside, its head tilted the wrong way. Ethan screamed and slammed the accelerator. The car lurched forward, but the fog didn't move. The trees didn't pass. The road stayed frozen, like a looping video. His phone rang. Not a voicemail. An incoming call. Unknown caller. The screen lit up the inside of the car. From the back seat, a voice spoke softly. "Why won't you answer?" Ethan spun around. The back seat was empty, but the voice continued. Closer now, directly behind his ear. "I practiced your voice all the way here." The phone answered itself. He heard breathing on the line, perfectly synced with his own. Then the voicemail notification appeared one last time. New voicemail, sent. The screen went black. The next morning, Ethan's car was found abandoned on the roadside. Engine cold, doors locked. No sign of a struggle. Inside the car, police found his phone, one voicemail. When they played it, a calm male voice spoke clearly. "I finally answered." Then a pause. Then someone knocked, 3 slow taps, from inside the recording. The voicemail ended. The phone rang. The mirror never blinked. Ryan Miller bought the mirror from a roadside thrift store in rural Pennsylvania. It was tall, heavy, framed in cracked black wood, and strangely cheap. The old woman at the counter hesitated before selling it, then muttered, "Don't keep it in the bedroom." Ryan laughed it off. That night he leaned the mirror against the wall across from his bed. At 1:17 a.m. he woke up for no reason at all. The room was silent. No wind, no cars outside. Just him and the mirror. His reflection stared back exactly as it should, except it didn't blink. Ryan frowned and waved a hand. The reflection copied him perfectly. He blinked once, twice. On the third blink, he noticed something wrong. His reflection blinked a fraction of a second late. Ryan sat up. "Just tired," he whispered. He lay back down, facing the wall this time. His phone buzzed. A notification lit the room. Front camera activated. Ryan turned slowly. The reflection in the mirror was now smiling. Ryan wasn't. He jumped out of bed. The reflection stood up too, but it stood straighter, taller. Its smile stretched unnaturally wide, teeth pressed too tightly together. Ryan stepped backward. The reflection stepped forward. Its hand pressed against the inside of the glass, fingers flattening as if the mirror were thin ice. Ryan ran from the bedroom and slammed the door shut.